Rachel, and Angie's not here this week, but we do have a special guest star,
Tara!
And this week we're testing acids and bases with a cabbage.
Okay. What you need to do this experiment is red cabbage, a heat source, pot, cups, stuff to test, and make sure to wear old or dark clothing and gloves because this stuff stains.
Before we get started, here's a little bit of information about what acids and bases are. Acids have these 5 things.
1. Acids have a sour taste.
2. Acids change the color of an acid-base indicator.
3. Some acids react to metals and make hydrogen gas.
4. Acids react with bases to create salts and waters.
And 5. Acids conduct electric currents.
Bases have these 5 things.
1. Bases taste bitter.
2. Bases change the color of acid-base indicators.
3. Dilute bases in water feel slippery.
4. Bases react with acids to create salts and waters.
And 5. Bases conduct electricity.
With this information, collect some household items that you want to test to see if it's an acid or a base. Before you test it, though, you should guess if it's an acid or a base. And write that down.
To do this experiment, first you need to cut up the cabbage and put it into a pot. Once the cabbage is in the pot, you have to fill the pot about halfway with water, and then you have to bring the water to a boil.
Once it's boiling, you turn off the flame and let it cool. Then you save the liquid, but you can go ahead and get rid of the cabbage. This liquid is an acid-base indicator.
Okay. Now take your household items that you're going to test and place them into the cups.
What you should do is take the items that you think are bases and put them on the right, and the items you think are acids and put them on the left.
If your object that you're testing is a solid, make sure to moisten it with some water. Now what you do is add a drop or 2 of the cabbage liquid into each of the cups. If the liquid that you put into the cups turns green, that means it's a base. If the liquid turns red, it means it's an acid.
Anthocyanin is the active ingredient in the red cabbage liquid that changes color when it is put into an acid or a base. Let's test dish soap first. And there's no change. Here's some baking soda, which I predict is a base. Oh, look. It changed. It's a base. Let's test lime juice next. It changed. It's an acid. To prove that the cabbage liquid actually works, we have pH test strips that will show you if it's an acid or a base and how strongly acidic or basic it is. That scores a 2, which means it's very acidic. From 1 to 6, it means it's an acid, 7 is neutral, and 8 to 14 is basic. Now for the dish soap.
Our dish soap scores an 8.
So that means it's basic. What you can do is write down all of the ones that you think are acids in one column and all the ones you think are bases in another column. And next to it you can write down whether your prediction was correct or not, and why or why not.
Then what you could do is tell your parents, troop leader, or other girls in your troop what you found out about acids and bases. If you want, you can even do more research and create an entire presentation about acids and bases and presentate it to your troop leader or your parents.
So that was our video this week. Hope you have fun, and go and see what you find.
We'll see you next week.